if you don't have a rope or if you don't know how to jump rope, go get my feet in here. I just want you to learn this jump. This is all I want you to do. It's just hardly any bend in the knees at all. If you look at my knees, I'm just jumping here. Now, here's what it looks like if I have a rope in my hand. So this is your warm-up. You don't have to come up to the ground more than an inch. Think about the size of this rope. Think about how far I really need to jump off the ground. If you've jumped before, I'd like you to start the jump by just getting into it, slow, controlled, rhythmic, and just get a little jump going. Let's say you did 20, 25 jumps, and then you rest, catch your breath, 25 jumps, rest, catch your breath, etc. Again, without the rope, something like this. You also have the ability to do what's called fast feet as a warm-up. Any type of pad or surface where you could run up and down just to warm up. Keep those knees high. Okay, so now look, I'm a little winded. This is what you're looking for, your perceived rate of exertion. Okay, do whatever you can handle to increase that inner core temperature. Now, let's get into the workout. We'll be right back. So I'm warming up. I chose to use the jump rope. And I've been doing this for about 5 minutes. Okay, so I just want to warm up a little bit, and we're going to start the program. Now, we have a series of exercises, 3 to 4. We're pairing 3 to 4 exercises in a circuit training fashion. We're going to show you 3 or 4 different circuits. The first thing I want you to start with is once you warm up, I want you to start with a basic sit squat. Now notice my feet are a little bit beyond hip width. You don't want to go any further than that. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you look at my knees for a second. Make sure the center of the knee is on the inside of the big toe. It's the second metatarsal, or it's called axial alignment. What I want you to do is just sit down onto that bench or something behind you that you're tapping. At all times, water is running down your thighs. I don't want you to go any deeper than that. Now when you sit, you don't rock. You sit and stick and stand. Sit and stick and stand. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to sit, you're going to want to rock back. You're going to want to use your momentum to rock forward and stand. I just want you to stick. Stick. And on the way up, I don't want you to lock your knees out totally. Slight bend. You also have the ability to use a load. You're going to hold the dumbbells, draw the shoulder blades back, hold that strong and stable position, neutral posture, tap and up, tap and up. I want you to do 15 repetitions of a sit squat. 14, 15. When you're done, from there, you're going to go right into a single leg step up. 1 foot on the step, 1 foot behind you, this position. Look at the back leg. Spring-loaded position, 80% is right here on my leg. You're going to step up and tap. Come on down. The back leg is a kickstand. It's stopping you. Water still runs down my thigh here. Tap. Tap. 2 contact points. 1, 2. 15 repetitions. 15 repetitions. Once you hit 15, switch, come down slowly. Look at this spring-loaded movement. Okay, lead with your chest. Tap, down, tap, down, tap, down, tap, down. 2 contact points. 1, 2. Let's say you did 15. After that, you're going to immediately drop right to the ground. Look at my feet. 90 degrees of knee flexion, toes straight, arms along your side, up into a bridge, hold. This is called active recovery or active rest. You're putting your body into a neutral posture or extension, drop, turn to the side. This is non-stop. There is no rest between these movements. I take 1 foot, put it in front of 1 dumbbell. I step back into a step back lunge. Slow, I tap with the opposite hand. Opposite leg, opposite hand. Tap, step forward. Okay? tap, step forward. 2, tap, watch, lead with the chest, stand tall. I come back, same kickstand analogy. Toe hits, tap opposite hand. First thing I'm thinking of is get the chest up. 3, 4, let's say 14, 15. Opposite, I step back, straight line. I don't want to be on a tightrope. Look at the position of my feet. Tap. See the chest high? Don't crumble on me. Stand up, lead with the chest. Slow. This is called decelerate. Accelerate. Slow. 2. That's the position. 3, 4. Okay? 14. Let's say it's 15. So, after that position, a free weight squat. Just a basic 15 under control, as fast as you can, under control. Watch me initiate the squat with my hips and stand. If you, I don't know your height, I should have asked, but as you're dropping and going into deceleration, if you start to lean forward, that's your stop point. So if I start to go down and I start to lean forward, I would just be here. I could go a little deeper. 15 reps. Good. Now, sit squat. Single leg step. Bridge. Opposite toe tap. Free standing squat. That's a series. Absolutely no rest. Everything is reps of 15. We'll be right back with the next circuit for you. We are back. The next series, a real quick core and stability move. I want you to get into a straight arm plank. I want you to watch my body posture. If you have a bench like this, that's fine. I'm putting it on a little angle. You could also do this directly on the floor. I'm basically showing you the regression, okay? We're going to take it back a few notches to make it a little easier in the beginning. Again, picture me just on the floor instead of an incline. I want your wrists to be straight as possible. I don't want your hands on the bench like this. Okay? This is a no-no. I want you here. So the wrist is semi-straight. Your feet are shoulder width apart. Notice what I just did? I moved forward. So my shoulder joint is in front of or directly above my wrist. Okay? This is a straight arm plank position. From this position, I'm going to hold it tight. I'm going to get no sway in the hip. I'm not going to lift the hip. I'm not going to drop my head. I'm not going to collapse my shoulder blades. I'm not going to sway my back, because we see that every day with other trainers in the gym. Okay, slow. We're going to come down to a straight arm plank. We're going to go down into the bent arm. Up, up, down, down, as slow as possible. Up, up, down, down. Take your time. Up, up, down, down. No sway whatsoever. Again, picture me on the floor. Okay? Up, up, down, down. How many can you do? I don't know. I assess your ability. As soon as you start to crumble or lose your ability to maintain, that's basically it. So let's say you just went up, up, down, down 6 times and you started to fatigue. Maybe your back swayed. Maybe your hips lifted. Maybe you felt it somewhere that you shouldn't have. You're supposed to feel it across your belly line. Maybe it was too much stress in your neck. That's going to be your abort situation. You're going to rest, take a deep breath, try it again, down, and you're up. Now, the base of support. The wider the feet, the easier. If you think it's too easy, bring your feet closer together. Give yourself a better challenge. Hold that position. I want you to do 3 sets. Up, up, down, down. Even if you do 4, just up, up, down, down 4 times and you rest in between, I want you to do a series of 3. As soon as you get done with that series of 3, here's your final move. Same straight arm plank position. No sway. Tap. Tap. With no sway. Tap. 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 When you get really good, don't look up. We never look up. hold, 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 down, down, up, up, tap, tap, down, down, up, up, tap, tap. Play with that. Play with those moves. Okay, it's just a series of straight arm, bent arm, and basically 3-point steps. 3-point meaning I have one hand, one toe being 2, the other toe being 3, a 3-point contact surface. That's your second series. You're going to go around, like I said, you're going to do 3 sets of everything. It's your second series. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I have a basic shower towel here that I rolled up. You're going to see why I'm using this in the beginning. If you don't have to use this, it's fine. This is a training wheel, so I'm going to always start with the regression. Okay, if you want to progress from this, that's fine. Just remove the towel. I'm going to put the towel down on the ground. I'm going to sit on a flat surface. I could be on the ground or some kind of a pad. I'm going to put this towel right to my back, the small of my back. Okay, my knees have a slight bend. I'm going to reach up as high as I can towards the ceiling. I'm elongating my rib cage. I'm lifting my rib cage. Okay, I'm going to slowly drive back to this position. I'm going to slowly come up. As I come up, my arms stay in one position. I reach and elevate my sternum as high as possible and drop down until I feel that pad or that roll right underneath me. So it looks like this. Reach up and come down. Reach up and come down. Now look at my arms for a minute. Here's what we do not want. This. All this momentum. We want to keep our arms in one spot and reach. One spot and reach. And reach. And how many can you do? That's the question. There's no rules here. If you want to do 10, if you want to do 20, we're doing 3 sets of everything. As soon as you get done with that, I don't want to call it a sit-up, but as soon as you get done with that reach, I want you to spin right around. And this is a medicine ball. You might not have one. You can find one in any sporting goods store. This happens to be a 20-pound. I don't suggest 20 pounds, maybe 8 pounds, 10 pounds. You're going to get on your knees on a comfortable surface. Maybe you're on 2 pads. Maybe there's towels rolled up under your knee. Hard surface. And you're going to do 10 ball slams as soon as you get done with this towel roll up. Non-stop. Just 10. Now a ball slam, the ball doesn't go over your head like this. Okay? Everything is frozen in this position. Frozen. So I'm just slamming and catching. So if you notice, the ball never goes over my head. I immediately get right on my back. Oh, look at that. Isn't that nice? And I go right into a bridge, and I hold that bridge position. Hold that bridge position. 10 seconds. I come down. I slide back. I go into my reach. 20, 25. I spin around. I grab my ball. I do my slams. I go into my bridge. That is another series. Do that 3 times. There's no numbers here. Okay? Just go by your perceived rate of exertion. Maybe you did 10 of each. Just go by the way you feel. We'll be right back. Okay, this next series is basically everything back. Okay? Now the back can be worked on 2 planes, vertical and horizontal. Right now we're just staying with a row, a basic row. Okay? Because we're trying to make this integrated. We're trying to get every single joint, triple flexion, every single joint from the ankle all the way up to the cervical spine to contract, stabilize, mobilize, go through a series of motions and positions, burn as many calories as possible as we increase our strength. Now you've seen the mechanics of a row. I always want your wrist in line with the elbow. So when you're pulling in a row position, you initiate with the shoulder blades, followed by the elbows. The hand goes along for the ride. Your hand, no matter what it's holding, a tube, a grip, a dumbbell, anything, any kind of handle, goes along for the ride. Never forget that. It's elbow, 90 degrees. It's elbow, okay? So when I grab tubes, Go to any sporting goods store, purchase your tubes, get them online, figure it out. Buy a yellow, buy a green, buy a red, blue, black. You'll know the coefficient or the resistance that you'll need once you get them home, and you can figure out what exercises will pair well with them. In a row position, you know how to do the squat. We did it in the beginning. I want you to slowly drive your shoulder blades back. Do you see I didn't bend my elbows? Drive your shoulder blades back. Shoulder blades back followed by your elbows. Shoulder blades followed by your elbows. Once you learn that, here's the exercise. Here's the exercise. Squat first. Squat. Not all the way. Water runs down the thigh. Pull. We're doing a squat row. 1, 2, 3. Right now all the pressure is going through my ankle. Not the balls of my feet, not my heel, the ankle. Slow. Pull. 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 15 repetitions. You're going to drop that. Okay? Catching your breath. Watch my feet. I'm doing the same exact squat with a tiny jump. When I mean tiny, it's just like I'm jumping rope. I was doing my squat pull. 15. I stepped forward. I let go of the tubes. I came back in position and I did a tiny jump. 10. Tiny jump. I immediately grab the tube. I start to row. But I'm not squatting. Why? Because I'm catching my breath. I'm going through the row. I catch my breath. I go right into the squat row again. 15. This is a non-stop circuit training program. You're going to see a major body composition change probably within the first 4 to 5 weeks. If you're incorporating the isogenics program, obviously the nutrition, the meal frequency, knowing which carbohydrates to be eating, gluten-free, I'm not sure, I didn't go over a lot of that with you. I let that go. I obviously go into my jump. I'm catching my breath. I grab the tubes. I start to row. When I feel a little stronger, so I step back a little bit to increase resistance. I'm ready to go into my squat pull. Squat pull. Squat pull, and I do my 15. I immediately go into this exercise. This is a straight arm pull. Now, if you notice I went from a red tube, let's call it 15 pounds, to a green tube, let's call it 8 pounds. So it's a lot lighter in its coefficient of going to elastic to plastic. This is a straight arm row, okay? Arms straight out in that squat position. I stand and pull my fists past my hips in this position. Look, there's no bend in my elbows. Keep them straight and locked. You do not own an elbow when you do this exercise. You do not own an elbow when you do this exercise. Okay? Here's what it looks like from the back. You're coming down. You're drawing your shoulder blades back. You're coming down. You're drawing your shoulder blades back. You have to see this. Okay? You went right from that, right to this straight arm. So it looks like this. Squat, drive it back. Breathe in, exhale. Right now I'm thinking about taking my shoulder blades and retract them. Okay, I'm bringing my 2 shoulder blades or scapular retraction. And I'm going to do 15 reps. There's a lot of explaining here, but I'm going to do 15 repetitions of that. After I get done with all these squat pulls, I go right into the 15 repetitions of that. That's your other series. Stay tuned. We're in our last series right now. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Now we have another series, our last and final series. Remember, everything that you just saw prior to this is one day, one workout. Trust me. I did this whole workout for you. We paused a little bit and discussed the order to which we were going to put it in. But I did this entire workout program in 17 minutes. That was with breaks, all the sets. So you could probably, literally within 30 minutes, do this. I would recommend to do this at least 4 times a week. Okay, remember, it's only a few sets of each, 3 sets of each, etc. We're going to do chest, and then from the chest, because we're protracting the shoulder girdle, and the default muscle is obviously tricep, we're going to go from chest to bicep. By doing bicep after chest, it's going to neurologically elongate or shut off the triceps, elongate and relax the triceps, so that the final exercise will be an upper body strength movement. You could equate it to a close grip bench press, or it's basically somewhat looks like a push-up, but the triceps are the prime mover. I'm not a fan of push-ups at all. I just don't do push-ups. I don't do them with my clients, etc. First exercise is the dumbbell press. Now, this is a little tricky because I don't know what your environment is like as far as picking up the dumbbells. If you have a bench, that's great. I'm just going to lay down on this mat for a minute. Okay, so pick a pair of light dumbbells and get in this position. Here's the deal. I want your legs off the ground. I do not want you to cross your ankles. I want your knees pointed towards the ceiling. Your hands are together in midline. You're slowly going to drop your arms. You're going to go no further than the floor. I'm using the bench as a representation of the floor. Even if I'm on a flat bench, if you have one at home, I don't want you to go any further than this. You're going to bring it back to midline. I want you to do 6 repetitions. After your 6th repetition, I want you to go to single arm, slow, with the feet up. So you're alternating bilateral movements. Breathe in, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. After your second series of 6, right side, left side, if you still have the strength and you want to do a couple more together, that is fine. On your last repetition, drop your feet, bring these to a sling. Okay? Now, this is the tricky part, getting out of this position. We're going to have to figure out the best way so you don't get injured coming out of that with the dumbbells. So I'm going to leave that up to you, whatever feels comfortable. From the chest, we said we're going to go into the bicep. If you remember in the beginning, we had this bench, we were doing a sit squat. I'd like you to get in this environment, anything you could kneel on, like this. Okay? You probably could kneel on the floor or on an exercise mat as well. I have these dumbbells in my hand, palm up, because I want the bicep to shine. I want it to be the prime mover. And in this position, I'm going to hip flex back a little bit and do my bicep curls in this position. I'm going to do as many as I can, elbow flex, without moving the shoulder joint. Elbow flex, elbow flex. When I fatigue and I start to lose my strength, I'm just going to do a single arm. Single arm, one at a time, single arm. Okay, there's no limit here. Let's say you did 6 or 7 or 8 together. You started to fatigue. You picked a perfect dumbbell where you didn't lose your form, and then you went to your single arm right, single arm left. Your final exercise. Online foam rollers. They're about $30. This is going to sit right underneath the knee here. Okay? That's going to be your fulcrum. That's where the base of support. Now watch what I do. Code, come up from the side. I have 2 dumbbells. These 2 dumbbells are going to be on the floor. Why? Because I want your wrist straight. I don't want your hands on the floor in this bent position. Okay? So we're going to put these down on the floor, about shoulder width. I'm going to grab these. I'm going to put this right below the knee. I'm going to be in that plank position. I'm going to slowly drop to that 90 degrees of elbow. This is a tricep upper body strength position. Watch what happens. Right now I'm on the roller pad. As I press up, my toes hit the ground. I come down, toes are off. I'm actually rocking on the roller. I'm rocking and rolling. I'm rocking on the roller. Toes down, toes off. Toes down, toes off. So I'm just doing a tricep press. A tricep press. Last repetition, just roll back, bend, flex, and come up. Now, at the end of your workout, one of the best stretches to do is actually the piriformis stretch, which the stretch that elongates the piriformis muscle that the sciatic nerve either runs around or through. That figure 4 stretch. I would immediately sit down on the bench, take an ankle, put it on your knee, keep your sternum as high as possible, and lean forward. Or you could reach towards the ceiling. Right now, because this leg is crossed, I'm going to feel it in the right aspect or right quadrant of my glute. I'm going to feel it in my glute. It's a very deep muscle inside the hip. I'm going to hold this. Don't press, don't pull. Just hold. Make sure you free your ankle. Sit tall, flex forward, hold. Okay, switch position, cross. Now somebody who has, in case someone else is watching this with you, somebody who has an anatomical barrier right here, big belly, and they can't sit tall and they're leaning back, just increase the bottom lever arm. Just bring it out. And when I bring that out, I get to sit forward, and I could reach, and I could lengthen. From there, come around to the other side, just do a basic hamstring stretch. Straight, reach again. Listen, this is not hamstring. This is spinal flexion. There's nothing going on in my hamstring. This is hamstring. I could only go about that far. Any further, I have to throw my spine into the equation. That's spinal flexion. So stay with the hamstring. Stay with the hamstring. Lengthen your chest. Draw back. Draw back. Draw back. What am I doing? Scapular retraction. Elongating the pec. Draw back. Every single angle. Every single angle. Just drawing back, actively drawing back, reciprocal inhibition. I'm elongating the pec, and I'm contracting or shortening all the postural muscles of the upper back. And just basic stretches. That's a great workout program. Now, hopefully, again, your nutrition program, which we have not discussed, meal frequency to regulate blood sugar levels. It does not increase metabolism. The strength training aspect of this is going to increase your lean tissue, which are the muscles that are responsible for burning fat, because that's where fat is burned inside the muscle cell. They're your fat burning engines. And getting in enough protein as a female is very important. There's no calcium in there's no protein in string cheese, and there's no calcium in cheesecake. Remember that. So that's a joke. Or peanut butter. Don't think peanut butter is protein as well. I'm sure you know all this. I don't want to be redundant of things you already know. Follow the program. Let me know if there's any other thing I could do for you in regards to supporting your exercise program. If there are some exercises in here that you are a little too advanced, or you want to add or subtract something, let me know, and we'll figure something out together.